People who are losing faith in their fiat currency are now wishing to park their money in properties and in land. However, if it is your first time buying land, there are quite a few pitfalls that people can fall through. So in this video, I've got 9 tips for you that you need to be wary of when you are buying land. Hello everyone, if you're new here, my name is Abbas Pradhan. I'm a property investor and I'm an owner of an estate agency called 10x Rising. On this channel, I share with you the inside of what we go through on a day-to-day basis that may help you on your property journey. So if you enjoy the content, please smash the like button, subscribe and hit the notification bell so you do not miss the next videos. The first tip I have for you is that you need to be clear why you want to buy the land in the first place. Well, there could be a couple of reasons why you could buy land. First one, you could just buy greenfield land where you're not going to get any planning permission, but you could do poultry there. So you could have sheep, goats, cows, whatever it is that you want and enjoy your life there while you hope that your land value doesn't depreciate, because of course there is a very finite amount of land available in the world anyway. So you may think buying land is much safer than buying stocks, shares, cryptocurrency or just holding cash in the first place. Or you might be looking to buy brownfield land which already had planning permission before, maybe already had houses or industrial units built on that land, but now it's just nothing. So you know one day you may get planning permission, and just applying for planning permission will boost the value of your land. So first thing, understand why do you want to buy land in the first place. The second very important thing you need to do is familiarize yourself with different types of lands out there. Right, like I was mentioning in the first tip, is that you could get greenfield land. This is land just surrounded by greenery and agriculture. So you're not going to get planning permission to build a block of high-rise apartments there. It's just not going to work. But if you find yourself buying a land, say on one of the most busiest street, whichever city you're in, say London or Birmingham, with skyscrapers all around you, high-rise buildings of 20 or 30 floors, and if you're buying right next to that, then of course there's a high chance you'll get planning permission for a building of 20 to 30 floors, because right next to you they got planning permission for just that. You need to understand the different types of land, and then you need to understand the pricing around it. So just to give you an example, in Aston, we were about to buy a land, but then the deal fell through. That was for 1.14 million. For 1.14 million, we were getting 33,000 square footage, but we were going to get subject to planning for 40 apartments. So if I was to do 1.14 million divided by 33,000 square foot, you're paying about £34.50 per square foot. However, on the other hand, we bought a plot in Lozelle with already planning permission granted, and this one was approximately £300,000 all in, and you got about 9,000 square foot with 10 apartments in there. For each square foot, we're paying £33. So again, you need to understand which location you're buying it, where you're buying, how much each square foot is going to cost you. Because if I was to go to city centre, I'm not paying £33. I'll probably be paying about £90, because the end value of each flat is going to be double to what the end value of each flat would be if I was to buy a property or to build a flat in Lozelle. Big difference, city centre, Lozelle. So spend enough time researching the market, view a lot of pieces of land to get an understanding how land works, how much the pricing is, what your GDV could look like. You don't want to buy land and overpay for it, and then hope to perhaps develop on it. And if your development costs are going to be so high, the lender is not going to give you construction finance, because they want to see you make a profit of minimum 25 to 30%. So you need to make sure you get your calculations right on your spreadsheet. The fourth thing is very crucial, that you need to shop around. You need to be well known that you are looking for land. Let's just say, if I've got land to sell and I'm a very desperate seller, need to sell it by tomorrow, so I don't have time to go put it on the market. I just need to go to an investor I know who's got quick cash to quickly buy my property, to buy my land. And if you're that investor who's got that cash and wants to buy that land, if I don't know you, how am I going to come tell you that, hey, Mr. X, I've got this land to sell for you? So you're going to be known to everybody that you're looking for land to buy. A lot of people will not be posting very good deals on the market, because also there's another mentality out there in the market, is that if the land goes onto the market in the first place and there's not much interest, it already devalues the value of the land if it's been there on the market for about 8 months or 12 months or even more. So what investors will tend to do is first they'll circulate it off market, just to see, am I getting good attraction, because they also know that people will be, it's just a mentality thinking it's off market, it should be a good deal and all that kind of stuff. So just be known out there in the market that you are an investor looking for land. The fifth one is location, location, location. Very important. Either you need to be looking out for pieces of land on high streets with a lot of footfall, and property values, once you've built it, the GDV will be extremely high. You can either do that. Of course, the land value will already be expensive in that case. Or what you could do is find an up-and-coming location where there's a lot of investment in that city or in that location, a lot of regenerations there, that over 5 years or over 2 years, that value is not going to remain the same. So you want to jump in there now, do your due diligence now, make sure that you are right with your facts that that land will go up in value, and buy there, because you'll get a cheaper price now than if you were to buy 2 years later. That also means when you sell it off, either just after getting planning permission, or if you just were to wait and sell it off in 2 years, you'll get good bucks for it. The sixth tip is that you need to know the differences between different types of planning permission. Someone could sell you a plot with just a pre-app, or with outline planning permission, or full planning permission. Or someone could just tell you subject to planning and say, hey, you apply for everything. If you get it, you buy it. You don't get it, then do whatever you need. Or it could just be without anything at all. No pre-app, no outline, no full planning at all. So understand the different types of it. What's the difference between a pre-app and what's an outline planning? What's the difference between outline and full planning? Get that understanding before you go out there putting an offer into any land. Seventh tip, quite important, is that be sure to get your property surveyed. If you don't get your land surveyed, and when you do buy the property, when you do your ground report, turns out there's contamination there or high flood risk, the lender's not going to lend you for construction finance, what happens then? Kind of screwed. So get your surveys in place beforehand before you buy the property. The eighth tip I have for you is that walk the property. If it is 33,000 square footage, walk around it, know where the boundaries are. Go to a surveyor, tell them to draw it out for you and calculate it. Don't just go off the seller's word saying it's 33,000 square foot and that's it. Get a surveyor to survey and to measure it to be accurate, that hey, the land you are buying is accurate, and your solicitor is going to match it against the title to be sure about it. The ninth tip I have for you is that when you're buying land, think of it as a long-term investment. You can't buy today, sell tomorrow, because planning permission also takes time. So when you're buying land, think of it as a very long-term investment, because the land value will not double just very quickly like a normal property price would, unless you buy it in good location, of course. However, generally, especially if you're buying greenfield land, it takes time, a lot of time for that value to go up. But it is still much safer than perhaps just holding fiat cash. So you could either do that, or you could be a professional investor, buy brownfield, get planning permission and start developing. So these are just a few tips around what I have learned when I've been buying land and selling land. So I hope you find these useful too. If you do, let me know in the comment section below. I'll see you in the next one.